NitPix. Earlier this week, Netflix released a series of unfortunate events, a television series based on the books of the same name by Lemony Snicket. Many of us will remember the DreamWorks Nickelodeon film that came out 13 years ago. I thought it would be fun to make a video comparing the two adaptations. On a surface level, they seem quite similar in their design and take on the characters, but which one is better? This video will contain spoilers for both the show and the film, and I should also say that I will not be looking at the books for this comparison. I'm not questioning which is a better adaptation here. If something is a better adaptation of the books, that doesn't necessarily make it always better. The film combines the first 3 books into 90 minutes, roughly spending 30 minutes on each book. This is the equivalent of shoving the first 3 Harry Potter books into one film, and as you can imagine, this is a huge problem. The children are with Count Olaf for 15 minutes, then they are with Monty for 15 minutes, then he's dead. 5 minutes later they are with Aunt Josephine, 15 minutes later she's dead, 5 minutes later she's alive, 10 minutes later she's dead, 5 minutes later they're back with Olaf. If you watch the film after the show, you might be feeling as if you're re-watching the show on fast forward. It's difficult to feel sad when a Guardian dies if you've only had a few scenes with them. The TV show spends around 90 minutes per book, giving the show 3 times longer than the film gets. The show suffers from the opposite problem, moving incredibly slowly, stopping the plot frequently for humour. In the show, after Josephine supposedly kills herself, the children call Poe. He investigates the note, they check if it's a forgery, they argue a little, then they go to the restaurant with Captain Sham. The children deliberately give themselves allergies to go back to the house, and then they discover the secret message. In the film, they find the note, immediately figure something's wrong and decipher the code. Not only is the action in the restaurant completely pointless to the plot, the version of events that takes place in the film makes Klaus seem way more intelligent. The biggest difference between the two versions is tone. The Netflix series is similar to Wes Anderson in tone, feeling cartoony and surreal. Though the film is made by DreamWorks and Nickelodeon, it's actually darker, and the world the film inhabits is based more in reality. A great example of this is how Count Olaf's theatre troupe is introduced to the audience. In the TV show, we are introduced with a bold comedic musical number. It's the count, it's the count, it's the count, it's the count, it's the count. Whereas this is how we're introduced in the film.
Orphans, this is my acting troupe. Orphans.
They don't look rich.
The show doesn't take itself seriously at all, with Olaf constantly breaking the fourth wall.
In all honesty, I prefer long-form television to the movies. It's so much more convenient to consume entertainment from the comfort of your own home.
It focuses on humour above all, and it doesn't try to have a huge amount of emotional depth. The film is much more subtle, more dramatic. It does have its share of silliness, but everything is much more stripped down.
If you have ever lost somebody very important to you, then you already know how it feels, and if you haven't, you cannot possibly imagine it.
If you have ever lost someone very important to you, then you already know how it feels. And if you haven't, you cannot possibly imagine it.
Lemony Snicket is the narrator in both versions. In the film, he's played by Jude Law. He's a shadowy figure sat by a typewriter. We never see his face, he's just a mysterious voice. In the show, he's played by Patrick Warburton and appears in the foreground like Rod Sterling from The Twilight Zone. We see a lot more of Warburton in the show, and he has some great jokes and set pieces.
And I'm afraid I may have acted a bit standoffish.
The word standoffish is a wonderful one, but it does not describe Count Olaf's behavior toward the children.
Whenever we get the Snicket in the film, it is usually to prolong the tension.
Oh, I'm sorry. My ribbon just jammed.
Both versions of Count Olaf are again played by great actors. Neil Patrick Harris in the show and Jim Carrey in the movie.
I realize that my humble abode isn't as fancy as the Baudelaire mansion.
Well, I realize it's not as fancy as the Baudelaire mansion.
The main difference is Carey's Olaf seems to be kinder on the surface, hiding his malevolence. In the film, when he hits Klaus, he tries to hide it among his theatre troupe, knowing it might get him into trouble.
You all saw it. The boy slipped.
In the show, he openly does it and doesn't care about hiding it. Carey's version seems to be more intelligent, and Olaf is a much better actor. Carey Stefano is hilarious at times,
But the little udders are hard to locate.
but he can so easily switch to being a threat.
Do you have a hall pass?
Neil Patrick Harris isn't quite able to do that.
I seem to recall a man named Stefano being so confused by being called Count Olaf that he accidentally dropped his knife on one of her little feet and severed one of her toes.
In the show, the children go through all the evidence explaining why Stefano killed Monty and how he is secretly Olaf in disguise, when Olaf and his henchmen could have easily just killed Poe and stolen the children during the entire speech. In the film, as soon as Poe sees Sonny with the snake, Olaf disappears ominously. This version is more creepy. Also, Neil Patrick Harris's Olaf is open about being evil, open about wanting the fortune, often breaking his character and is generally more of a stereotypical bad guy.
I'm unstoppable!
In the show, Olaf's plan to marry Violet is thwarted by her signing the marriage certificate with the wrong hand.
But I'm right-handed, and I signed the document with my left hand.
Whereas in the film, Olaf makes sure she does it with the correct hand.
Right hand, please.
Captain Sham is pretty much identical in both versions, except the chemistry between Sham and Josephine is more believable in the movie. The main difference between the two Shams is how his disguise is given away. In the show, Sonny bites off his fake leg, revealing him as Olaf, which is something she could have done at the very beginning but didn't think to, I guess. In the movie, the suicide note giving Sham custody falls into the lake with the house and he just appears back as Olaf. So I guess the Captain Sham plotline is a bit crap in both versions, as Olaf tortures the children more in the TV show and is a wanted criminal throughout the rest of the episodes. The rivalry between the children and Olaf is really strong, and that just makes the chemistry much stronger. The Baudelaire children are similar in both versions, with both sets of children being quite bland in the acting department.
Curdle Cave is for sale.
You know Curdle Cave is for sale.
Before too long, people are going to come to look at it.
Before long, certain people are going to want to look at it.
And some of those people will be realtors.
And some of those people will be real estate agents.
We get way more time with them in the show, so they're more developed as characters. For instance, Klaus quotes things a lot and explains what words mean. He actually reads in the show, unlike in the film. However, the introduction of their abilities to the audience in the film is handled much better. It's made very clear what each of them do. In the TV show, again, it is very exaggerated. Sonny smooths out a stone with her teeth. Violet uses a strange machine she built that retrieves stones with X's drawn on them. I mean, I think that's what it does. And Klaus, he doesn't really do anything, but we're told he reads a lot, making it quite unclear what the range of all their skills are. Also in the film, every time Klaus needs to remember something he read about, we get these shots where we see all the relevant books he's read. In the show, there isn't any kind of visual cue, which would have been nice as it really works in the film.
It's a big softy. One of the least harmful and most friendly creatures in the animal kingdom.
Oh, but the incredibly deadly viper is one of the friendliest and least dangerous animals in the entire animal kingdom.
We barely get to see any of Monty in the film, but the 15 minutes we do see him, he's very warm and he has a great chemistry with the children. You really feel like the children are in a safe, happy environment, which makes it so tragic when he dies. He never claims to have met Olaf, like the Monty in the TV show, so it actually makes sense when he doesn't recognise him. The Monty in the show is more eccentric. He's equally loving, Asif Mandavi plays it more like a Willy Wonka character, childish and gleeful. Billy plays more of a straight man against Carrie Stefano. Aunt Josephine is a character who fears everything. Meryl Streep kills the role in the film, explaining her paranoia in a believable way.
Come away from the fridge. If it falls, it'll crush you flat.
In the show, Alfred Woodard plays it very similarly, but Streep's delivery is miles better in places.
Oh, children, I must ask you not to use any of the doorknobs in the house. Just push on the wood of the door, and it'll open.
Why?
Well, I'm always afraid that the doorknobs will shatter into a million tiny pieces, and one of them will hit my eye.
Just push on the wood. The knob could shatter into a million pieces and hit your eyes.
When Olaf rescues Josephine and the children in the boat, Netflix's Josephine finally stands up for herself and is no longer afraid.
I am ready to be fierce and formidable again myself.
Whereas in the film, she is much more selfish.
Please don't throw me to the leeches. You can have the fortune. You can have the children. Josephine!
It makes her death in the show so much more tragic, as she has just redeemed herself, but it makes the Olaf in the film much more of a bastard for killing Josephine anyway.
I have some very bad news for you, children. Your parents have perished in a terrible fire.
I'm very, very sorry to tell you this, but your parents have perished in a fire that's destroyed your entire home.
In the Netflix series, Mr. Poe, the banker in charge of the well-being of the Baudelaire children, is a complete idiot. He doesn't change at all in between episodes, he never listens to the children. He's pretty irritating to watch, In one scene he turns his head and the 3 children he's supposed to look after walk away and he doesn't even notice. Timothy Spall does a great job in the film as Mr. Poe. His ignorance and naivety is believable.
Allowing a child of Sonny's age to drive a car is simply not good parenting.
You tried to kill us.
Let us not exaggerate, Klaus. The vehicle was not even in gear.
Ultimately, the main difference between the 2 versions is the little things. When Monty is about to die, in the film, Olaf's silhouette walks forebodingly towards him. In the show, he screams at the camera like the opening of Resident Evil. In the film, when Sonny is locked in a cage, Klaus bravely climbs the tower and saves his sister. In the show, Sonny plays poker with the hook-handed man and wins, making him owe her and release her from the cage. The film ends with the orphans going back to their burnt house and reading an old letter from their dead parents, giving them some hope for the future. The TV show ends with a musical number. The TV show is childish, cartoony and colourful. It's funnier, but the film feels bleaker, sadder, more human. It's up to you which one you like better. But please do let me know in the comments which one you prefer. Also subscribe to NitPix for more reviews and comparisons like this one.